Hi, my name's Adrian Warnock and I blog over at adrianwarnock.com, and I'm here still at the Brighton conference and I'm together with John KpiKpi. Hi John, thanks for joining us. Now John, let me see if I can get this right. You lead the work in West Africa, is that the best way of putting it?
That's right. It's a family of churches there, New Frontiers in West Africa.
Right, and you also lead a church actually in Ghana.
Yes, that was the first church we planted when my wife went back 17 years ago, and it's called City of God Church, and it's in Accra, the capital city of Ghana.
Right.
And from there we planted churches into Ghana and other parts of West Africa.
Fantastic. Well, we'll come back a little bit to your story in a minute,
Yeah.
but let's just start with where we are, this conference we've just been at. Why would you come all the way from Ghana to Brighton for a conference like this, John?
Well, it's a family gathering, which is an annual event, a time for the whole family or the leadership of this family of New Frontiers to gather together to be re-envisioned, encouraged, strengthened, so that we can go back and continue to do this work probably better than we've been doing. And it's been something we've done for a few years now.
And this week in particular, what has been the highlights of the week for you personally?
I think two things. I think David Stroud's preaching I thought was really, really fabulous. He taking that Old Testament story and doing a prophetic preaching out of it. I thought the application, the insights, the things that he brought, I mean, very ancient story, but so relevant for today, I think was superb. I think Terry also, his teaching on the person of Stephen, how he brought together the wisdom side of Stephen and the miraculous. I mean, he drew them together so beautifully. I think the stories speak even much louder than what I would say pure doctrine. And these two things I think were very exciting. And of course to meet blazing heat man, I'll call him a blazing fire, Driscoll. It's amazing.
Right.
I'm just getting used to his style, so it's taken a while to take him in. Amazing character,
Yeah. Tell us a bit more about Mark Driscoll and the sort of response he's been getting here.
I think he's managed to communicate very well, and many people genuinely appreciated him. And he also is bringing truth, restating truth that we may know, but brought again with a new fire and revelation. So when he taught on the Holy Spirit, he thought, well, we know all the scriptures, don't we? But it was with a new insight and revelation. And I think many people are saying this is a really good guy to have around.
And I guess the other thing that goes on a lot is sort of in between the sessions, isn't it? I've seen you sort of beavering around, talking to all sorts of different people, and there's a lot of kind of hub going on, isn't there?
Yeah, we've had to plan the in-between times weeks in advance, you know, through emails, whom we're meeting this time and that time. Otherwise, we are unable to. We end up, you know, getting things that clash, and
so you've been very organised, huh?
Well, my wife gets that done, and so we can actually achieve something with that. Sometimes we have to choose between lots of very, very lovely friends, and it's painful to be able to say, I'm sorry, we can't meet this time. So, but we managed to catch up with some good friends, which was very exciting. Yeah, sometimes over meals, sometimes simply just sitting down and talking.
Yeah, well, that's just great, and it's good to see you again, John. Of course, because you're a dear friend of Jubilee Church, where I am, and you've come and preached with us, and I know you have a sort of relationship with Tope, don't you? And tell us a bit about that. What's...
Yes, I think it was about 3 years ago, and when Tope felt God was stirring him up to get involved in Nigeria, particularly, and so he spoke to David Holden, and David Holden directed him to me, and so we met at a conference like this actually, and then we simply exchanged notes, and then I think he said something. He said, you know, if you ever come to England and want a place to stay, you know, you can come to me. I said, oh, that's very interesting, but you don't know what you are talking about, because just this year, my mother-in-law, whom we used to stay with, has just sold her big house, and effectively we were no longer having a base. So actually, I will be with you before you know it. So it was really great, really, for that offer. So I took it up, been in his home and met the boys, met Kemi, and so a relationship developed from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you two sort of, if I understand it from looking on the outside a little bit, you kind of clicked quite a lot, haven't you and him?
Yeah. It was like that very, very quickly, really. And people think he looks like me, and people think I also look like him. People say that as well.
He doesn't have a beard for a start.
No, that's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah. So and he comes out to some of your conferences, I think, as well, doesn't he? Along with other people from New Frontiers,
he's been
in different countries.
Twice a year. He's been in Nigeria and also in Ghana, where he's taught in our churches and in our conferences, and has also, I think, significantly managed to get Jubilee Church to support him in his reaching out into West Africa in the support of the churches. Yes.
Yeah, well, we love you guys, and it's really a privilege to us. We felt we learned so much, actually, the day you came.